much as I dive in, I'll never be the ground. Crashed in the surface, hunky la dunky. That's the key to doing music.
Is it good or is it a YouTube strike?
For us singing.
Not with me doing the scoot language. That's how you get out of everything.
That is true.
It's just by being like, because that's how people say, what kind of comic are you? Well, I scootle. I'm a scootle dude. You smoke and vape?
Yeah. Well, this is weed.
Oh. I wish I could do weed all day long, but it doesn't agree with me.
I don't do it all day long. I do it before I do something like this, or I do it before shows. People don't do it before shows. I need to do it before a show.
You need it.
Yeah.
Do you need a beer?
I don't need a beer. I'd like a beer. Cuts the ledge off. But weed, I need. Because if I go up there sober without weed, I'm saying, it's not even super high. I just need a little something to like quiet my own brain.
You can't just be present and enjoy the moment of what we're doing.
But I don't. I'm not present though. That's the thing. I'm thinking about this, that, the other thing, and I'm not like connecting.
The only thing that made me better on stage, and I mean it, not only better, but probably Chris Rock level, was a perk 30. Oh, if I did a perk 30, that's how I got new faces. I got new faces because the year before, we're recording, right? Yeah, we are. The year before, Josh, it was after the accident. So I was like really up, and I did the first showcase, had a good set. And then I tried to get sober at the end of February because I was like, I can't. And then it was right around Angie's birthday. So I got really depressed. And so I called a dealer and I got some. And it just so happened that Brian, oh God, who was the old guy that used to work here? He quit. He was one of the execs. He works with Big J and Eric Abrams, not Brian. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Eric Abrams calls me. He goes, hey, man, so we can put you on the callback tonight. Do you want to do it? It's at Meltdown. I go, sure. Then I popped a couple perk 80s. A couple. It's about either 160 milligrams of oxy just running through. And dude, it was at Meltdown.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great room.
I've only been there once because they closed.
It's gone now. Yeah. They demolished it. It's an apartment building, but it used to be the hottest room in comedy with no alcohol. They didn't serve. It was like people go in dry and just watch Kumail and Jonah Ray. Yeah, Jonah Ray. And all those, and just annihilate. But that night of the showcase, out of 200 seats, there was about 15 people there. I would say 10 of them were industry, 3 of them were the execs at JFL, and then the other 2 people were like friends. And when I tell you, everybody, all 12 people in the lineup, ate a, and I mean ate a, including myself. I bombed just as bad as anybody else. But I was so high on the oxys, I didn't show it.
You didn't notice.
Dude, I was having fun. And that's the thing is like a bomb's a bomb if you show the bomb.
Sure.
If it shows on your face and your energy, you'll bomb.
Right.
If the crowd's, the best thing you can tell me on stage before I go up is the crowd's horrible. And then I go, oh, great. Well, there's no stakes.
Right.
So just go have fun. And dude, I had so much fun. Every joke, I'd be like, all right, not really that one. Okay, well, how about this one?
You truly felt no pain.
I felt no pain, and I get off stage, and Robbie Praw, who's now the head of executive at Netflix, comes up to me and he goes, who are you? And I'm like, oh man, I'm just a guy having fun. And he's like, I've never seen anybody do that. And he was like, great. I'll be watching you, man. And then cool, bring it 360. Is that it? 180, full circle?
Full circle, 360.
So 360. To bring it 360, I did my final callback, the third one, which was upstairs in the belly room. I did it sober. And
you lost your shine.
Dude, I bombed. I bombed so bad. I think I had to follow Brent Morin, who crushed. He got it that year. And so funny, if you guys don't know who he is. Brent Morin is great. But I remember in the middle of the set, I stop and I go, I hate all my jokes. And it got the biggest laugh. It was the only laugh I got. Because it was also the only moment that I was present.
Sure.
So the moral of all that story is,
do the perks.
Do the perks. I'd be dead.
Yeah. No, I had to give up. I used to have a perks thing, and but I never did. It was before I did comedy.
Really?
Never did comedy with that.
Dude, and that was the thing about starting stand-up is that I had a 16-year opiate addiction, fully functioning, fully on time, never showed up late, always was there. But it really sped up the process because it made me so fearless, and I think it takes away. Stand-up is, and anybody, you can argue with me, but I really believe that stand-up is 95% confidence and 5% material. Because if you are comfortable and having fun on stage, and even if your material is just like, airplane food, it doesn't make a difference. If you're having fun and you're confident, dude, you're gonna kill.
Yeah, and the inverse is true too. I mean, how many people are great writers
and can't perform
that
for
go
shit.
up there and it's like no one remembers that they're alive. Can you start my thing down here, by the way, the clock, and then we'll do the song and get.
Oh wow, that needs to be on the show.
It'll be on there. We'll do a little pre-roll.
Yeah. Cold open.
Cold open.
Parole. Take a back. Hey, doing the Josh Potter Show and doing it all day, don't you know?
Ooh, Killer Cope sending in something, a brand new instrumental here. Welcome to the show, folks. It's me, Josh Potter. TheJoshPotter.com is where you can go find out where I'm going to be going. This weekend, I'll be in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm going to be there with Annie Letterman. Get tickets on her website. Other than that, you can go to my website, and it's posted up there, too. Aside from that, folks, rate, review, subscribe, that whole thing. I'm going to make a quick little statement off the rip before I introduce our guest officially here, because I want to thank everyone for reaching out about the Buffalo Bills losing to the Kansas City Chiefs, looking out for me and things like that. I'm going to make one statement about it, and then I'm not going to talk about it anymore. The real thing that I've settled in with it, and I told this to Josh last night, I don't know what I would have done if we would have won. Really. Like, I know this feeling. This feeling is all too familiar. Mm-hmm. I've been here before. If we would have won, say we won the Super Bowl, that's one of those I can die happy moments. And now I have a reason to keep going. So,
yeah, dude.
That's the way I look at it.
What a positive spin on a shit sitch.
That's right. Josh Adam Meyers is here, and he had his team lose too yesterday.
We lost. You at least stayed competitive until the fourth. But we didn't. I was talking. I was listening. My go-to is I listen to Tony Kornheiser. I love Kornheiser. Everything about him. I love his podcast. He's matzo ball soup to me. When I listen to him, I'm just feel like yeah. And he had on a couple pundits, and they all said it. It was like, dude, it actually was attainable until the fourth. And then it just became tragic at that point, and because they started doing things to try. The
score didn't reflect the way the game was played
at all. But dude, and you can't say they're going to get back next year. You don't know, and there's so many factors. And I enjoyed the ride. I'm excited for next year, and I'm excited for what we're going to do.
It's one of those things where you exceeded expectations this year.
Yeah, dude.
By a mile.
We won 4 games last year. We won 12 in the season, and so we went like 14-7. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. And as a Commanders fan, I just don't want it over. That's what it is. Yeah, and it's also the worst team to beat us. I hate the Eagles.
Right.
And not even so much I hate the Eagles. I hate the Eagles fans. And I love Philly. I love Big J. I love Shane. I love all of Shane's underlings. Like I love all of them. I love how they all have careers.
I'm friends with all those guys, and I love that they have career. I mean, and like Drew Montana, Mike Rainey, those
all great guys.
We were gonna do bets. We were gonna do content. I was looking forward to it, but it's all out the window now.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think the Chiefs are gonna win. I don't see. I mean, unless Saquon just runs for 250, which he quite possibly could. He quite possibly could have the greatest running back game in the history of the NFL because he's jazzed.
That would be sick if he was.
But
good.
I don't want the Eagles to win.
Listen, I would respect you less if you wanted the Eagles to win because they are your divisional rival. I understand your stance. I, on the other hand, being from the AFC, do not want them to win.
Yeah,
and like I said, I have many Eagles. I have more Eagles friends than I have Chiefs friends, Jeremiah last night's like, sorry. I'm like, do you even give a shit?
So yeah, I don't want to. He is, because he's a fan when they're winning, obviously, and I know he's a fan because he's from there.
I said, where are you on week 12, like, knowing what's going on, or are you just like, oh, it's the playoffs? Oh, okay.
You can't get mad at somebody that is a passive fan if they're from.
Exactly.
So I was at the Cellar the other night, and you probably do this too, is like, and I think a lot of sports fans, I watch hype videos, obviously the ones.
Oh, yeah.
But there's one that was not so much just a hype video, it was an emotional video showing the last 25 years under Dan Snyder and all the mistakes, and it's all montagey, but it's all to Coldplay's "Fix You," which I love.
Yeah,
and it's a get in the feel song. When I saw Coldplay live with Big J at MetLife, I wept during it.
Is it straight up? It's not like a remix of
No. It's the song. It's the song, and it's all showing. And it's also like when you lose someone that you can't replace, and it shows. We have that old black guy that used to wear the Native American headdress named Chief Wahoo. Not Chief Wahoo. No,
that was the Cleveland Indians mascot.
I forget his name, but he was like a legend there. And then it also shows Sean Taylor.
Yeah, they're talking about bringing the Redskins. Sorry, YouTube, don't take my channel away from saying Redskins, but they're talking about bringing it back.
I don't know if they're going to, because I think it still affects people. I'm going to name drop a lot on this podcast. I sat next to Spike Lee on my flight here. On Sunday, and I'm wearing my old Redskins jersey, the RG3, and we started talking because he's like, "Oh, you think they're gonna win?" And then we talked for like a good hour, and I say Redskins, and he goes, "Ah," I go, "Commanders," and he almost is like, "Thank you." And so I think it might, even though it's like Native Americans don't give a shit, and I just still think that woke.
Burr on stage last night, I don't know if it was an aside or a joke, but he was like saying about people, he's like, "Commanders, I can't bring myself to say that name." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry for your burden." Or something. It was like,
so funny.
Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by the fine folks of Lucy. Oh my God. The Lucy Breakers. Oh my Lord. Beautiful product. Nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a little capsule in it, and it can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. Lucy was kind enough to send me one of each of the flavors, and I've been going, not only have I been sampling it, me and Vinny, the bartender here at the Comedy Store, he's been sampling them with me, and I tell you, they keep him moving during his shift. He's been enjoying it. I might have to go down a unit. The great thing about the Lucy Breakers, they come in a couple of different increments. You got the 4 milligrams, you got the 8, you got the 12. I'm a little bitch boy. I might have to go down to the 4 because the 8s get me all worked up, let me tell you. But boy, oh boy. You can even set yourself up with a subscription and have Lucy delivered straight to your door, by the way. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/Potter. and use the promo code POTTER to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co. Use that code POTTER to get your 20% off. And the flavors, oh my God, the apple cider, the mango, the fucking black cherry. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here, but I don't think Lucy would mind when I'm describing how great the black cherry is. Go check them all out. And make sure you use that promo code POTTER to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print, by the way. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Can you turn me up in my headset a little bit so I can hear my voice? If I don't hear it.
I'm big on that too. And so last night, thank you for having the goddamn comedy jam after the Bills loss, because I was able to drink beer and kind of forget about it for a moment.
Yeah, you also forgot to come on stage, you fucking moob.
I did forget at the end. Yeah. I didn't. Well, you did invite me, and then I was watching it, and then I was like in the back, and then I was like, oh, it's the end. I didn't. And then by the time I figured it out,
it was one of our best ones we've done here. We really.
That was. I was going to ask.
I love, dude. The second I moved to New York, Richie, the old GM, was like, let's do the jam here, and it's great because it gives me reason to come back, and then I do my main room show. But it's a hard figure because everybody, if Burr's on the lineup, they're buying it for Burr. Like, when you get a place like the Comedy Store and the Comedy Cellar, like you have to train the audience because they're buying tickets just because it's the Comedy Store. We have our fans too,
Sure.
But when you have a name like Bill or really big name, they scoop them up. And we had to wait for Bill to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was from top to bottom. And then we had a guy in the front, that guy Jack Steve, that, was just, he was the dude. Every show I find the guy.
Yeah, and I mean, you like change the words of songs to apply to the moment. It's almost like you're creating parody songs in the moment on the fly, I assume, right? I mean, I'm sure you have like go-tos by this point.
Yeah.
I always, as a guy who used to like love writing parody songs, I love that you just do that on stage. Like it's just such it's like a, I don't know. I watch a lot of stand-up now, and it doesn't affect me like it did when I was first
obviously
watching stand-up. But now you do that, and it's like a magic trick that I don't know how to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've gotten compliments from comedians that will either go up on a show and they go, it's really, you're a comic I can watch and just not feel threatened by because you're nothing like us.
Who feels threatened by other comics? That's such a gay thing.
It is very gay, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's more
gay.
just like, writing the same kind of material.
For me, it's fun because it's like more like something I could never do.
That's what you were saying.
And I appreciate it's like exciting to watch.
Thank you. If I would have stayed here in Los Angeles, I never would be at the place that I'm at artistically because, when you're in a town like Los Angeles, dude, when you get a fucking good show, like at the store or at the Laugh Factory or any of the clubs, you got to do a shit because unless you're like late night at the store and they kind of want to see, but you know what I mean? It's like you can't try something new on a lineup at the Laugh Factory when you get one show a week there.
Right.
But at New York, it's like they almost want it.
Sure.
They want you to experiment. And dude, it took years for me to believe in myself of why the jam was good. I was like, oh no, it's of course the comedian singing. Of course it's the band. Of course it's everybody but me. And then, we started doing the jams after the pandemic, and I was like, because people compliment me, and I'd be like, no, I'd turn to the Elephant Man. I'm like, no, don't look at me. I'm a freak. No, how could you enjoy me? And now it's like, no, I'm very good at whatever the fuck that is. And once I started doing that, and then I started combining my stand up with that, and fuck yeah, man.
Hell yeah,
dude. I'm having more fun on stage. It's so gay to like do what I do and like try to create these songs in like a 5-person room sometimes. But man, it's like when you get those 5 people, like, you could, it's.
Yeah, but like last night, 300 people or whatever, electric.
It really was special last night. Yeah, to all the listeners, man, we'll get you back on.
I'd love to. I did Jimmy World, and this is something that, you don't think about this when you do like karaoke or even stand up for that matter. I mean, I know you mentioned you started wearing monitors. Oh, and I'm a big headphones guy because for even broadcast, like I hate doing podcasts where they don't have cans. It bothers me.
Yeah, it does. Me too.
And so I just love wearing headphones to broadcast. And I'd imagine it's the same kind of thing when you're singing. I couldn't hear the band even, but I didn't know where the hell I was like lost at sea up there. I felt like, but it was fun. I did Jimmy Eat World. I would love to do Stained.
He's such a dildo. That guy. That guy is such a fucking dildo.
He's pumping the brakes. All right, Aaron Lewis is pumping the brakes on the political rhetoric. I saw them in Halloween on Austin, and he played an entire set without saying one political thing. And at the very end, when he said goodnight, he said "fuck Kamala Harris." That was it. 3 words. So I think he wants
to fuck. He's like, fuck Kamala Harris?
We all kind of were like, oh, Aaron. Oh, he couldn't go one show.
We saw him in Long Island at an amphitheater opening for Korn, and he pumped in through the loudspeakers a USA chant. And then he was wearing a shirt that said, Fauci lied, people died.
Yeah. He really got radicalized.
Dude, that show affected me on a super level because Jay and I both are friends with different members of Korn, and we wanted to do a test to see who knows them more by seeing. We'll request the same amount of tickets. Let's
fun.
see who gets the better seats.
I
right?
see. Yeah.
And
who's more in?
And we both got the same section right next to us with one seat in the middle. And I only brought I had 4 tickets. So me and another person. So I had 2 extra spots. And Jay had all 4 of his taken. And this guy shows up and wearing like a fucking wool cap, like he's got some hair underneath it. And they're like, yeah, he's in the seat in the middle. And I go, hey, man, do you mind if we just take that one? I've got these 2 extras plus yours. So we got 3 seats. He goes, yeah, it's not a big deal. But he stands like right next to me, even though we still got this barrier.
He just wants to feel something.
But dude, when the show started, he took his fucking head wrap off and he had the longest dreads. And I don't know if you've ever had somebody whip their head around you with a dreadlock, and a dread goes in. Like I was literally like, I'm going blind. And the lock went into my mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, into my mouth, and it tasted exactly like you think it did.
Of course, a dread by design is disgusting.
Yeah, it tasted like a 311 lyric.
There's no clean dread.
I don't think so, man. There's a porn star I love that has dreadlocks, a white chick with dreadlocks. Indica Flower, do you know her?
I've heard of her.
Yeah, I knew you would know. I know. Yeah, I always see Potter will have, like, if there's a porn star I know, I'll see like a Josh Potter like this, which is so fucked up that Instagram does that. Like,
they rat you out, but I don't care. I know that they rat me out, and I still do it every fucking time I'm out there. Annie says the same thing. She goes, if there's a pretty girl's post, I see a Josh Potter on there. I go, hey, what do you want? I'm a simple man.
Doing that?
I am actually neurotic with the likes. I will pretty much like everything. I have to actually viscerally not like it to actively not. I'm just scrolling and tapping.
Sure. No, I dig that. And supposedly it might even help your...
It doesn't. I don't. It's not helping me. I'm losing people with every fucking second that goes by.
Me too. Oh my god, dude. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy how I lose more followers than attain.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I even doing? I guess I suck. I'm just like, am I out of the business? I don't know. But we were talking last night too about because being a DC guy, you were mentioning do you do the Sports Junkies, or do you just like?
No, I've listened.
You just listen to those guys?
Realistically, just recently, I got. When the Commanders really, so it all healed with the Chicago Bears, with the Hail Mary. That got me like, oh, I'm back. Yeah. But I was a diehard fan my whole life. I mean, I'm a diehard DC fan. I'm not fair whether I have tattoos
first
on my
time
body.
I ever hung out with you, we were watching the Nationals when they were in the playoffs.
Yes.
At the Ice House.
Oh my God, I remember that. Yeah. And dude, I rep. That's why it's like, you can't get mad at Jeremiah because he's from Kansas. And if you're from there, cool. And so dude, like, what the fuck are we asking me about?
So, no, the Sports Junkies are an old DC radio show, and as a radio guy, I was obsessed with just other markets. I'd listen to every show that, especially when the internet started, you used to get tapes passed along or whatever of other shows, but then, the internet streaming came, so I'd listen to all these different shows just to see what other people were doing and stuff, and the Sports Junkies was one that I would check out quite a bit. They were on like Free FM when it was at WJFK.
They're good, dude.
And they are good. And they're still doing it, which is crazy.
That's where I want to say is that when the Commanders started winning, I really started like I just wanted more. I wanted to find out what they were saying and this and that. So anything DC talk sports, I was fucking in.
Well, there was a guy in DC, and this is why I brought it up too, because it made me think of this guy. And I don't know if you have any history listening to old DC radio back in like when you were a kid or whatever, but you ever hear of the Grease Man?
Oh my God! Bud, buddy. The
Grease Man.
The Grease Man.
Waddle doodle.
Yeah, and then he said some racist shit, and that was a rap. Yeah, do you remember what he said?
I've got it right here. I brought a bunch of Grease Man tapes. I thought because the Grease Man used to do on the fly song parodies.
Oh, he did. That's right.
I have some tapes. Play, do me a flavor, would you? Doodads on Your Chin. I know Josh Adam Meyers will like this one.
I think go ahead, play it, and then I'll talk.
Hey, God, snarling's great, but it can impact your life. I remember, if you don't mind me getting a little philosophic here. Take on my gib box. Let me tell you what happened to me one time in my youth. It was horrible. Took a walk out past your house late last night. All the shades were pulled and drawn. Way down tight, your silhouette revealed within. You had two doodads on your chin. Where mine should have been. There were doodads on your chin.
Brilliant.
He's talking about sucking a penis.
So All
right, pause.
My dad loved him, and so this is crazy that you're playing him because I realistically think that he's a huge influence on my comedy,
dude.
And on because all the I don't think if he scat talked, but he just had a thing that
he had weird words.
Yes,
He would say "waddle doodle."
Maybe,
the grease
holy
man.
shit! Maybe I am the grease man.
Grease man. I play a little bit more of him while I pull up the remarks he made. Because also the grease man, terrible racist. Turns out he would make racist things and if you listen back, you're like, oh, this is just old timey humor.
That's what Stern did, dude. Stern did fucking
blackface and shit. But you would think oh, this is just humor of the times. But no, I think the grease man doesn't really necessarily know the line.
Which is the 80s, bro.
Play the first video while I pull up the article here.
Tickets to give away, so you can sit with us. Yeah, we'll be having
Give
a
the
DC
people a
101
taste.
section. We'll all sit together and watch the Globetrotters do their thing this Sunday.
The Globetrotters do their thing.
And what else? Oh, yeah, I had a big incident last night. I don't even know if I want to go into it. Oh, God, I was at a movie theater. And I'm standing in line. We're standing there. There's a long line, one of them first-run movies, and I'm waiting patiently in line, smoking a Camel, just kind of looking at the passers-by, when this guy cuts right in front of me. I mean, I'd been waiting in that line 15 minutes, and I was just getting right near the ticket booth, and this guy cuts right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. I said, hey, buddy, the line's back there, huh? He just turned around with a sneer on his face, looked at me, and said,
Your mama.
You don't understand. You've got to get to the end of the line, please, sir.
Your
Are
mama.
you telling me that you're not going to get to the end of the line?
Your mama.
Now, wait just a cotton picking minute here. We've been waiting in this line for 10 stinking minutes.
Your mama.
And my honey said, sir, you better move to the back of the line if you don't mind.
All right. I mean, that's just this guy rules.
You get away with so much, though, in the 80s, man.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
terrestrial radio. That's not on XM.
That's what I'm saying. He danced on this weird line, and all of them did. That was the beauty of it. That was what I miss about doing it, was it was kind of edgy because you were all everyone kind of knows you can't say this, you can't say that. But you can say this and you can say that. Instead, doodads on your chin. He's talking about sucking a dick.
Yeah. He had another one it was a parody of Blowing in the Wind or something. But it was my dad loved it. God damn it. It was I don't remember it.
They're all on the internet. But I'll tell you what he said about that got him fired. And he lasted forever, by the way.
Can I guess?
Yes.
I think it's if he would have done it, if MLK would have gotten murdered, we would have another day off, or
he did make an MLK reference. That one didn't get him fired. Got him in a little hot water. The grease man apologized. That's what he used to go on talking about.
Oh, I am so sorry, but we're giving away REO Speedwagon tickets.
I just know the grease man needs to apologize. He says that quite a bit. But in this case, in '99, it was why? I mean, because then also you got to think of this. The guy was on the air for decades.
Yeah.
So by '99, he's kind of. We've talked about it with John Otto, my boy here.
Idiot woman!
From Limp Bizkit?
John Otto's a guy no, not from Limp Bizkit, a broadcaster in Buffalo, a very old-timey broadcaster that stayed on the air from the 50s till the 90s and was kind of losing it, losing connection with reality.
Yeah, dig it.
So, obviously, this man here, the grease man, Doug Tract is his real name. He was having that same issue. Decades have passed, and now he's starting to lose grip, and he's trying to be edgy still. He's still trying to be hip, be on top. He's still a grease man. And so what he did was here, it says, Washington radio's shock jock has been fired for race-related remarks made Wednesday during his morning drive time show. Disc jockey Doug Tract of classic rock station WARW, who is known as the Grease Man, noted that the Grammy Awards ceremony was scheduled for the evening, and he played a portion of a song by Lauryn Hill, the young black hip-hop artist who later won 5 Grammys. He then commented, no wonder people drag him from behind trucks.
That's it. Yeah, good joke. Very good joke.
Wild thing. I didn't even know that people did that.
Yeah, they used to.
I thought they did that with gays.
They do them to them, too. Yeah, there's a real famous one about that guy.
The reference was in the reference to the brutal torture and death in Jasper, Texas of James Byrd Jr., who was decapitated while being dragged behind a pickup truck carrying white supremacist John William King, who was convicted of murder. This was a timely thing, 'cause that happened right on that week too. So he was trying to bring it all full
I love how
circle.
racists always have like very eloquent names. You know what I mean? It's like,
John William King.
Yeah,
That sounds like a dignitary.
who was the guy that killed Emmett Till? Like, it was like, it's always. Do you think they give the 3 names because they want to make sure that they
Well, I always said that
differentiate?
with the assassination people, it's just the fact that they're just putting their full name in there.
Because you don't want to get. There's another guy like I'm James
Earl.
Booth.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know that guy, but
Right.
I don't
They
got to
make sure it's that specific one. That they're talking.
I think that's why they do serial killers, because there's definitely probably a Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
And then he's like, shit, I'm in the paper? I mean, this sucks.
Oh man.
WARW General Manager Sarah Taylor said she has deplored the comment and was appalled by it. There is no room for remarks like that on our station. I apologize to all the listeners. Eventually, the Grease Man did get back on the air, though.
He did.
Down in Old Jacks. He was syndicated for a minute. He was out of D.C., but he was in Connecticut. He was in Jacksonville. He was in WAPE in Jacksonville. The Ape. He called it. Oh, yeah, we're here on the Ape today, the Grease Man.
But the DC, man, that's one of the biggest markets.
Oh, yeah. He was on, not only, I mean, he was on this classic rock station, but he was on DC 101 for years. That's where it is probably the prime of his career.
Yeah.
It was the Grease Man, then it was Elliot in the morning.
My dad
I don't
used
know,
to-
not too shortly thereafter.
My dad used to my dad was an Orkin man when he died. That's how he died. He fucking seasoned himself, whatever. No,
He's
but
just breathing in
was
the
just-
toxins?
No, maybe, I don't know.
Is that
Probably
where you get your affinity for drugs?
for huffing?
Because yeah,
You know how
it's
much I love to huff, dude.
It was in your dad's
Dude.
cum. You got all that toxins from the orchid.
No, he
man.
wasn't doing it then, dude. He was an accountant then, and then
Oh.
through bad business decisions, he had to take any job, and he was an Orkin man. He loved it. He put pride into it, but he used to do Elliot in the Morning's house.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he did.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, dude,
And he would probably listen to him on the way to work and stuff too, especially afterwards.
not really. No,
Oh, okay.
my dad was a cornizer. My dad was light
AM,
jazz
yeah.
or
He was listening to JFK.
he loves Stern. He did love Stern. I think
Stern was on
everybody-
JFK, I think.
Stern was on WJFK.
So
yeah.
was Don and Mike.
Don and Mike.
I was obsessed with Don and Mike when I was a big influence for my entire life was Don and Mike's producer. His role on that show. I was like, I want to be that guy. And then by the time I was 16, then I didn't know. I go, well, what do I do now? Turns out this guy's making $40,000 a year. You know what I mean?
He's making nothing.
Yeah. So you're like, oh shit, my goals were very low.
Hey, but 40,000 at 16, it seems like $1 billion.
Dude, when I was 16, I was making like mid-20s, and I thought I was set.
Yeah, we were living at your parents' house.
Yeah,
You have
I had no
bills.
overhead.
You don't even have a credit card yet.
Right.
Oh my god,
Dude, I would buy so much shit for my friends. Like, we'd go out to so much shit. We'd go to fucking Taco Bell, and I'd be like, it's on me, guys.
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
$18.
You know
or
what?
whatever. Yeah.
Get the combo pack. Get the drink. I got you. I had those living at homes, like early jobs. You know, I delivered flyers. I was a busboy at Outback Steakhouse. I was actually at busboy at a restaurant once where I had to wait I was waiting, so I'm not waiting tables. I would serve like waters, and at one table, because they all went to Georgetown, was Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, and Dikembe Mutombo. Yeah, dude, it was crazy because their legs were just like shooting out through every side. It looked like a weird Star of David. But yeah, it was when you're living at home and you have no bills. It's just like $20 is a lot of money, dude.
When I was a busboy when I was 14, and I made I remember just getting that first check, and it was for $168, and I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking rich. And it is crazy how many people you meet. I was working at a place called Anderson's. It's like a roast beef frozen custard thing. It was across the street from my high school. And I met so many celebrities, like local celebrities, but also one time Jacoby Shaddix came in.
Oh, wow.
And he came in with the guy who was the promotions director of the radio station I eventually started working for. And he came in, and I remember he was drinking a Long Island iced tea out of a giant. This is when he was still
Boozing?
yeah. And he was kind of fucked up, but he was drinking a giant Long Island iced tea out of a huge styrofoam coffee cup.
Yeah.
And he ordered something, and then I go, do you want anything to drink? And he goes, can I just get a little like Sprite or something to top this off. I don't remember what the hell it was mixing it with soda water or something. And I was like, for Jacoby Shaddix, I'll do that free of charge. And I like went over there and did it for him. And I was like, oh my God, it was fucking crazy. It wasn't a long one. It was like a 7-Up and I don't know, what's it called? Rum or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Some mixed drink, some crazy. To walk into a restaurant with it though I go, this guy rules. What a rock star.
His life was in pieces.
Yeah,
You know?
that was back in the
It's his
day.
last
That was
resort, dude.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, top of the mountain for them in terms of like current relevancy. They're killing it now though, back, huh?
Dude.
I gotta get friends with Pop. Made friends with some bands that I grew up like loving, and Papa Roach is like the one I want to like fucking check off.
Didn't you have beef with Trapped or like
Trapped, I did, yeah, during COVID.
Yeah.
And that was disappointing. I didn't want to have beef with Trapped, but then it was because he shared an image of them like they were like bragging about how they were doing shows during COVID, and I'm over here going like, I want to fucking do shows.
We did do a show.
We did do a show.
We did
do
an illegal comedy show at
Yes.
American Comedy Company.
Dude, no, that was right before they shut everything down. That was literally the day.
No, again.
Right,
No,
it came back. You're
dude,
right.
Because
But that was their last indoor show.
for a while.
Yeah.
And then the next time I did it on the street corner, like
Right.
on that right in front of the place, and they had tables and chairs set up. And dude, it was like,
Dude, this was also the weekend after George Floyd.
was it?
It was right because remember how weird the city was? It was bad vibes, and there was a
Had to
shooting.
be a month. It had to be.
No, it was in June. It was like July. It was literally that
it
month.
was June, but it was the end of June. It was the end of June.
Yeah,
I was
wasn't
like the
George Floyd like
26th
the
of
second week of
It
June?
was no. I think George Floyd was actually the end of May.
No, dude,
early.
I swear it was right after George Floyd because remember there was also like the vibes were off. People were back out again, like you said. The Boogaloo, like everyone was wearing Hawaiian shirts, or like they call them the Boogaloo Boys or whatever the hell. And the vibes were just strange. And I remember it was my first time in San Diego, and I go, "Is San Diego this dicey all the time?" And it's like, no, it's just COVID and everything else. And so I remember though I was walking around on the last day of the shows, and I turn a corner and there's gunshots, and it was like a cop shot a guy who like tried to pull a gun.
I remember that, right?
Right, because
And then,
the kid that was supposed to start the show or open the show, he couldn't do it because he witnessed it, and the cops made him go to the police station.
I just usually say I have diarrhea if I have to get out of something.
I would be like, I have to work.
I witnessed a murder.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that,
You
but
cover my shift.
Yeah, I remember he had like a shirt for me to sign, so he came early, and he's like, I can't stay to do a spot because I have to go like give a statement on that shooting that happened. And it was just like the weirdest weekend. But yes, I'll never forget that weekend. It was me, you, and David Lucas like triple headlining.
Triple headlining. They had all that weed for us in the back. That was one of the last few times I got high and went on stage because I remember that first show I got so high and we all had fun sets, and because we could have said anything and the crowd would have gone with us. They were just happy to.
Dude, that was electric.
Electric.
Yeah.
And it was packed too. But that was the moment I was like, why am I getting high and adding something to something I already love so much? And I got high off of just being on stage.
I was just excited to be out and about. But yeah, no, I mean, so before, I mean, I don't even know at what point of COVID this trap thing happened, but they posted a lightly attended show. It was like 20 people. And they were like selling out even when the boo. And I was just like angry or something about not doing shows or whatever. So I was like, cool brag or something. I just like made a snide like thing about it. And it's obviously the lead singer of Trapped. I think his name is Chris Brown, believe it or not. And he was controlling because eventually the band broke up over the fact that this guy was losing it on Twitter. Like they kind of ousted him maybe they've reconciled or whatever, but they definitely had a falling out, and the other members of the band had to come out and be like, "We're not controlling the Twitter."
Yeah,
you know
this guy.
I mean?
This guy.
And I don't even remember the ins and outs of the disagreement, but it was just like Trapped made it their mission to like shit on me. And
Trapped.
And I made it, and it was
Trapped,
dude. It was
of all bands.
It's so funny. I've gone to see Trapped so many times.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell you my history of that. But it was just so weird. Like it was so easy to just passively dunk on them because they were so enraged by, or not him.
He was Chris Brown.
Chris Brown was so enraged. And I think I made one joke And it was a joke that me and my friends always made because I saw them play when I was like 17 or something like that. I don't know. When
What was their song?
Headstrong, I'll take you on. I used to have a sound bite of me singing that song because I made fun of them for that
them
song.
Mixed up with that band that was like, "Goes you away, bring me up, bring my stuff." I
Which song?
I can't get the title of it.
I know every
I think it's something
shop rock band there is. So
It was Trapped. There was not Thievery Corporation, but like something corporation.
Corporation.
It started with a T. I'm almost positive.
Oh, Trust Company.
Trust Company.
Trust Company is Wake me up. Yeah.
I like
Falling.
that song.
Oh God, my buddy Chris will kill me now because I can't remember the hook of their like main song.
Trapped.
No. Pull up. Just type in Trust Company and show me what their song because I'm gonna have a fuck. I can't even fucking. Cause I go. I just can like remember
Downfall. It was Downfall. It fucking
everything. Women in the downfall.
That was really good.
Thank you.
You should do that on the jam.
Oh my God. God. How does it go? It's
Nobody will know it except for you and I.
You can see what I mean on the other side of me. That's a different song. No one can see the other side of me. I walk, I crawl, losing everything and waiting for a downfall.
There was a I liked that song. Trapped I didn't like. Headstrong I didn't like.
No, Trapped was Headstrong, I'll take you on. Headstrong, I'll take on anyone. I know you are wrong. This is.
I'm fighting with Josh Potter.
Yeah.
We're doing a show for 50 people.
I know all the trap deep cuts too. There was like.
Shut your face.
Why? Because I used to play this music on the radio. I was like in this world.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And so like I went to go see them play in concert many times, and me and my friends always used to joke about. Headstrong was about the fact that Chris Taylor Brown has an obnoxiously large head. He's got the craziest big head. I was like, how does he keep that head on his fucking shoulders? And he's like walking around. I used to make jokes on the radio about it all the time. So it was easy to pull that out of my repertoire. Look at how big that guy's fucking head is. It's a huge head. It's disproportionate. When he's wearing a t-shirt, it's disproportionate to his body.
He looks like a fucking hand job.
He's just a chooch. This guy's just such a chooch. And he was the first guy, we were talking earlier about Aaron Lewis doing
timeout and
political
go back to
shit,
the
but he was totally like the guy that was like red pilled right away.
Yeah,
is that Jeff Tate with him?
Clarifies comments on statutory.
Because he was one of those guys that's like, there's grass on the field. Talk about Greaseman being outdated with his humor. This guy was just probably doing one of those like, well, 17's illegal in this state or whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, I did get into it.
So you're telling me she can't be wasted, blackout, annihilated, drunk, passed out on my bed or behind a dumpster, and I'm not allowed to take advantage of the sitch?
I wouldn't be headstrong. Oh my God, there's like the still frames in my mind. That was the other song of theirs. And then what was the other?
Do you think he's like, when he's about to go down on a girl, he's like, you know the song, and he puts on Headstrong, and he's like, it's Get Ready. Take me away. Wait, damn, it's not even my band.
Oh shit, I'm singing Trust Company again.
What am I doing?
Trust Company. I've seen Trust Company play 5. It was my friend Chris, my best friend Chris's favorite band. So we'd go see them all the time.
You guys,
we were into some.
Probably were the only motherfuckers in the audience because
there was a couple of times they were very lightly attended.
Yeah, man. You know
the band Lit.
Do I?
So there was a time I went. It was during a snowstorm. To their credit, like it wasn't because so they probably sold way more tickets. No one went to Lit on this night. It was me and my 2 friends, and they were so empty, and they probably hated this, obviously. But we ended up thinking it was so hilarious how empty it was that we took bar stools from the bar and put them right up to the barricade and just sat in the
oh God.
But then we got up during the music, but we just thought it was so wild that we were the only people there. They literally, instead of like throwing drumsticks into the crowd, they just handed them to us.
You already got a stick? Yeah, you already got one? All right, you take one.
They're like, sorry, there's 3 of you. We got 2 sticks, but I can go get another one.
I saw a band, very similar situation, but I mean 3 incredible bands. It was the 2220s, which you might not know. They're like a British blues rock band.
I've heard of them.
There was Jet as the headliner.
Yeah,
who I just saw recently at the Bowery and murdered. They played that record in its entirety. It was a fucking phenomenal show. and then Kings of Leon for first record. And there was something wrong in DC. I think there was a hurricane in the South, and it was affecting the Northeast. And dude, I mean it, like not even half sold out. And to the point where it was like, dude, they murdered. And we got to like hang out with them afterwards because it was just such a light show.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was magical.
That was the thing. We hung out with them too. It was so much fun. It was like, and my buddy, a guy that used to do overnights on the radio station I worked on, his name's Ryan McCrow, and he went by Tyler Banks on the radio.
Yeah, porn star.
Sickest fucking maybe, but this is like, I don't know, 20 years ago. So, but he had the best like intro, talking up a song that I ever heard. You like, the miserable song that they have.
Yeah.
So like, sing the beginning is like,
you make me come.
So before, like, because it was like a cold open on that, he would be like, you ever just meet a girl and you just it's wild and crazy and you think, and then he would go like,
you make me come,
and then you start dating and you fall in love with her and everything's going great and you're like, maybe I can marry this girl.
You make me complete,
and then she goes and she bashes your heart into a trillion pieces.
You make me completely miserable.
It was like 3 a.m. I heard him do that. I go, that was great. I was like, that was sick.
That's
dude.
great.
Nice one, dude. He goes,
Yeah,
here's lit now. And then it's like stuck in it.
I mean, that song was great. Then the one that was really big was the Please Tell Me.
Yeah. My car's on the front yard.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Long did that at the Jam at Skankfest, and it killed.
He was like in a band, right?
Yeah, he's got rock star mentality, but it's
Yeah.
also funny because he's got rock star mentality, but then he's also like, like there's no gold behind the dollar. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's like a crypto bro. With
I mean, dude, he's right. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not a person that's like an investor, but I put a lot of money.
Ryan Long is like financially aware of everything. Yeah,
he's very smart guy, cool dude.
Yeah.
But he is in that vein of the early 2000. Those bands are having a huge comeback, dude. Creed.
Well, because the people that like me who listened to them as a kid are getting of age where we have disposable income,
Exactly.
and it's nostalgia of all these things.
Creed is killing it right now.
Yeah, so is I saw Stained with Breaking Benjamin, two of my top ones, and it was electric. I was like, this is my Eras tour. This is fucking.
And that's what Adam Devine said. He said a Creed concert is like a guy in his 40s, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, it's also like people will shit on Creed. We did the TV show and Bert sang Higher and he mentioned something about he's telling the story and he says something about the guitarist. It just happened. He started a new band called Creed, and there was this awkward like weird laugh throughout the audience, because they're like, Creed, what a fucking
Yeah.
But and then Scott Stapp's backstage. He comes out and they lose their fucking mind when Scott Stapp's you see him. But the thing is, it's like, dude, like they're great.
Yes,
they're a great band.
We sat in the back, me and the bartenders here at the store, Adam and Vinny, like they're back there just rocking out music while they're slinging drinks, and I'll always just go back there and chill with them because like the other night we just played Creed's greatest hits, like the whole thing from front to back, and I think we've done that twice now. It's really there. I go, these songs rip.
There's about 8 songs that are like.
Yes, and I can't believe I
anthemic.
know all the words to them. Like
All of them?
Yeah, dude. Most of Creed is like one of those ones that's like in my brain still. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not like I have to like have it's. I have to have it on, but I'll be like singing right with it. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
I'm
But
the same way.
If I'm like trying to do it a cappella right now, I can't. You know what I mean? I couldn't conjure them.
What if I?
That's one of my favorites.
What if I?
I like the part when he just goes, "What if? What if? What if I?"
What if what?
Yeah.
What if you what? He never finishes. He just keeps saying, what if?
Well, then he goes, "What if I?" What does he even say there? I don't
No
know.
idea.
Exactly.
I don't know any of the words.
What if I foreign I?
Another band that it's not the same era, but it's in the same decade-ish. Well, a little bit earlier. A band that I used to shit on, and now I'm like, I actually like it because I had the guy on my podcast, the lead singer, Collective Soul.
Oh, sure.
Collective Soul. Yeah, dude. I love to make fun of them, and then I had him on, and I started listening to him, and I was like, 2 days later, I'm like, don't take it back, take your head now, baby, just bet me out.
That was one of those bands that like I played a trillion times on the radio.
Oh,
and they were kind of one of those ones where I go, all right, I'm going to piss during this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. They were kind of the one, like, I wasn't excited to play necessarily. No one was like calling me up being like, can I hear Collective Soul? River of Deceit. Is that Mad Season?
Yeah, they have, I love Mad Season, by the way.
Right. Okay, so I was going to say, because there's another Collective Soul song. What's the other Collective Soul
They have the one I just sang. They also have, it's,
can't see. Oh, Heavy is the one you just sang, right?
yeah.
What's the one above it?
Shine.
Shine. Yeah.
Dude, watch it, dude. If you want to see something rad and watch them do Shine at Woodstock 99, like they rock it, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Not 99. Was it? It was either 99 or 2000 or 95.
It was the one before it, I want to say, because it was the failed one, the one that didn't burn down the.
The
one with less.
If me, there was a lot at both.
Yeah, but the other one had a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. God damn, what a. She's like, have you seen Frank? Yeah, I think he's over there. What, really?
He's in the hangar, airplane hangar over there.
Would you ever do Burning Man?
I mean, nah, I don't know. I think I'm a little too old at this point, but I mean, I'm not like opposed to any experience like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I have to exist in Burning Man for the rest of my life, but I don't know if it's something that I would actively seek solo.
Oh, I don't know if I would ever do a solo, but
well, I mean, like, I'm not getting my friends to go to Burning Man.
Sure, but if somebody was like, hey, we've got like 6-7 people in an RV, you want to go?
I'd go, yeah.
Yeah, I would too. It's this, the whole thing is like, can you click over into that world of thinking, which is
what kind of like people I guess I don't really know. I mean, I know what, like, it's not Coachella. It's not like a Dead concert. It's like something.
All right, so I got a perfect way to put it.
Okay.
Mush those two worlds together.
Right.
Mush those two worlds together.
It's like rich hippies.
Or people that, like, it's like the Sklar brothers are there.
Wild. But what are they doing there?
Molly.
Okay, that makes sense. But why are they going there to do Molly?
They told me a story.
Is it like their Bohemian Grove? Like, why can't they just do Molly here with the rest?
It's not Jay because this is the world. This is like,
Harlan Williams went to Burning Man,
but Harlan, he's on another world, man. Harlan's like, he can click over like that.
Okay,
Harlan's also,
that makes sense actually.
Yeah, I could see Harlan
the
doing
Sklar brothers. I'm like.
It's Randy. Randy and his wife went, and they took Molly, and they had this experience.
They're allowed to do that, separate things?
Isn't that weird? The other one feels
imagine.
it. The other one feels it. He's like something. Oh man,
I'm tripping right now.
He's like, is somebody blowing Vicks vapor rub into my eyes? Oh my god. They told me a story, or Randy told me a story that he was like, dude, it's the most magical place, man. Like there was this woman who hadn't had sex in like 30 years, and that she went to the sex tent and got fucked by like 15 guys, and it was like the
sex tent.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is like, can you click over into that? I had an experience once where there was two bartenders that were friends. I was hooking up with one of them. The other one was hooking up with Nev Campbell's brother.
Whoa.
Yeah, who looked just like Nev Campbell, by the way.
Hot.
And we go back, and they all take Molly, and this is when I was doing opiates. This is like early 2007 or 2008. And they basically wanted to have like a threesome. Or like a foursome, or just group sex, where they're fucking right here and I'm fucking right there. And I couldn't, the idea of it was just a lot.
Yeah, I don't know that I haven't been presented with much group sex. I've had one, I call it a 2.5-some because
it was you.
It was me, a girl, and then another girl. And then, but the other girl, evidently, going in, I heard everyone wanted to do all the things. And then when I got there, the other girl was a little more hesitant, and so she kind of just like quasi participated, if you will. And so it was about a 2.5-some, I call it, because and it was fun. I mean, I wasn't against it, but when it comes to group stuff, I get this like dodgeball mentality. So what I would think was, they don't want me in the sex tent. They wouldn't pick me. I'm going to be stuck on the wall. I'm going to be the weirdo on the wall because I'm going to get picked last for the orgy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason. If there was like a group of, even if there was like dudes in the group and they were like, yeah, come on in, I would be like, oh, this feels nice to be included. And it's more about that for me than it is about like, I don't want to fuck the dudes in any way, but it is nice to be like, oh, you guys really thought of me for the orgy? That's nice.
I know. If you're the Chappelle's got a great joke about we never got invited to
the Diddy thing that was on
things.
SNL.
He's
Yeah.
like, I'm ugly.
Yeah. He did it on SNL.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard, by the way, just a weird side note. I talked to some people who were there. He did a completely different monologue all week long, or like for the dress rehearsal.
No, he did a few extra
you there?
things. I've watched it on television, but I watched him work it out of the cellar.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
he was working it out, but I'm saying in the dress rehearsal. At SNL, beforehand, when he ran it, he did completely different things.
I believe
I'm
that.
not doing any of that shit.
No, I believe that because he has carte blanche. What I meant is like, can you click yourself over and just be like, all right, I'm Josh Potter, comedian, Buffalo Bills fan, the Roach. Can you suddenly put on fucking, like a Hindu dot and like little makeup and glitter and wings and wear some weird outfit?
I'm not one
and
for
then be free.
I'm not one for costumes or arts and crafts. So that's the reason why I am like not. I mean, you go to like everyone's like, ooh, this guy he melted this together with this and he made a I don't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about makeup and stuff. I do. It's funny because my mother is very much like that. She loves costumes. She loves like decorations, and my sister's gotten that element. But then when it comes to things like the Bills, I have outfits galore. Like people are like, "How many Bills clothes do you have?" And I'm like, infinite. I mean,
you have that much.
I mean, it's majority of it's sad. I'm a almost 40-year-old man. I have more Bills wardrobe than anything else.
You're almost 40?
Yeah.
How am I 45 and you look older than I am?
I mean, because
I a hard life,
go hard,
dude.
doggy. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I don't
really have.
I don't put any effort into this.
Dude, wait. I feel like because you got to tell the story. We got to tell the story out front.
Oh, yeah,
This is so, guys, this is so fucking hilarious. I'm building it up now, but it really is funny. So I'll take it. All right, so
I don't remember what you're talking about necessarily. I will probably when you...
Remember, I came into town to do the jam and shimmy. I showed up. My eye was fucked up.
Oh, this is right. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
my eye was fucked up. And my sister's a doctor. She called me in drops because it was pink eye. I put them in. The next morning, it got worse, but using the drops. And then I call my sister. I go, Jody, can you call me something else? She's like, I think you need to go to urgent care. So I go to an urgent care, and the doctor immediately goes, you need to go to a hospital. He's like, it's bad. Like, I've never seen pink eye like this. Like,
yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy, red, inflamed. It was in bad shape, oozing. And so I go to a hospital. I'm there all day, and they're really treating me like I might lose my eye. Like
right.
It was a crazy virus, and they're like, "There's nothing we can do. We can give you the steroid. It'll help a little bit, but it's gonna have to play itself out." And then that night, I go to the whiskey because what's his face is playing Corey Feldman.
Right. You had the sunglasses on.
Yeah, I bought the sunglasses there, and then I sit like and then I go to the store, and there you are, and I'm out front, and I'm like, you're drinking, and I'm talking to him, and I go like, it's like, man, it's just. I mean, they were saying I could go blind. I was like, man, my eye. I was like, man, do you know what that's even like?
No, what you said was, you go, I mean, do you even know what it's like to have a doctor tell you might go blind? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, we laugh.
I laugh so hard.
What a fucking nook I am.
The fucking one guy.
The one dude that totally understood and has had it.
Yeah, I go,
way
actually,
worse.
yeah. I just said it like that too. I go, completely, actually, yeah, no, that's one thing I can.
And then I'm like, oh. And then we just laugh. We laugh and
laughed and laughed and laughed. Well, let's get to a couple news stories before we get out of here.
What we got?
News.
You did this yourself.
Oh, I sure did. That's me.
That's great.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
I have a sports one too. Listen.
Beep 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 beep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Beep 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 beep.
Anything else?
That's the only thing.
Oh, come on, man.
Some people make things like
Beep 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 beep.
little mixes to it.
Ooh. Let me do something. I'm a good, like, I can whip some shit. There used to be this app called Voicey that only black people used it. It was crazy. I was the only white guy on there because it had all these different beats and all different genres, and then you sing over it and you can add vocal like effects. So you could do like auto tune, you could do like echoey, and you can adjust it. And so you would write the songs and then post it. And so during pandemic, I was bored, and so I just did it. And so I made so many people's podcast theme song.
Did you ever hear my YMH theme song?
No.
Oh my God, I have it. Oh, where do I have? Because it's a button on my. All right, ready? Here, I got it right here. You know that your mom's house theme song, right?
Yeah.
This is big time! Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone's mother into this.
I'm doing all the sounds.
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura. And
Christina Pashitsky.
welcome to your mom's house.
It's great, man. Do you do this and you do all the editing and everything yourself?
Yeah. I used to make radio commercials.
Exactly. You've worked in the business, dude. That's so great, Josh.
Yeah, I did that.
Dude, you're like the podcast Quincy Jones.
Well, I always said like Kill Tony on podcasting. That's like American Idol. I'm like AM radio still.
Hey, dude. Ham radio's the shit, man.
But yes, no. Let's get to a couple of news stories for the folks at home. They send these nice stories in after all. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com is where you can send them in. And Lucas Casillas sent this in, and I wanted to ask you about it because of the fact that I know you're like a big food guy. Now that you're like off the pills and the drugs, you've gone to the food. I'm a solo dude in his 40s that's successful. I have no kids. So I go out to eat. But I've been to dinners with you, and it's like this whole, like, the funniest thing ever was at Skankfest, at that, what is it, the deli that's at Skankfest, Saginaw's. Oh, yeah. So, like, after every goddamn comedy jam in Skankfest, we go there usually, right? Yeah. And there was one where, like, I think Maddie Smith ordered a, like, sundae. And, like, you order, when Josh goes out to dinner, he orders, like, food for, like, pretty much everybody, or everybody, like, just, it's communal. I love bringing food to people's homes. Right. And I love, like, I'll get the apps. Yeah. Let's get some apps. Let's all share. Yeah, exactly. So, like, Maddie Smith, before Josh even gets there, orders, like, a sundae. And she's like sitting in the group, and then the sundae comes, and Josh is like, "Oh, great!" And he just starts eating the sundae. He goes, "Maddie, you got to get in on this sundae." And she's like, "Yeah, I bought it." Like I ordered it. Or whatever. I think she was she was also on mushrooms or something. Yeah, of course. And she didn't want to eat too. Yeah. She also was. She like, offered it. It was just funny. I just thought it was. But I do. I eat. I have because I have so much energy. Yeah, you are like burning calories constantly. Dude, it must be. I am like I feel like I'm on cocaine all the time without doing anything. Like I've only had a coffee today, but before every show I have like a half a Celsius, and I need calories. You must, dude. You must need the fuel because you have that, and maybe that's why I'm so like I need to sleep all day because I don't eat anything, and I probably should. You probably should. I just drink beer, and that's really the problem. But Lucas Casillas sent this in, and it's about a guy. You always get asked like, if you are in prison, what's your last meal gonna be? Right? You hear that age-old question all the time. This guy, he had a wild request. Now, because of this documentary, they talk about detailing the final hours of some of the prisoners responsible for crimes, including their final meals. But there's one prisoner in particular capturing people's attention because for his final meal, where a prisoner usually would opt for their favorite 3 courses, he ordered 29,000 calories worth of food. What did he get? Does there have a video here? Do we have a video? Oh, good. We have a local news lady. What's her name? I love the local news ladies.
After asking the state to move along his execution, a convicted killer could soon get an answer. Aaron Gunches was sentenced to death in 2002 for killing Ted Price. Well, we now have some procedural deadlines for the execution process. The state has until Friday to request.
This isn't about the meal at all.
Oh, no. This is actually.
This is a serious. I don't care about this. Is not even the same guy. We're talking about Gary Carl Simmons Jr.
Yeah, we need his son.
So evidently they're recording this in U.S. history. His was the most decadent ever. It remains a huge talking point long after his execution at Mississippi State Penitentiary on June 20th back in 2012 after serving 15 years for murder. Also known as the Butcher, he was sentenced to death after being convicted of kidnap, rape, and capital murder. Simmons' food demands include a Pizza Hut medium super supreme deep dish pizza. Holy shit. So Pizza Hut medium super supreme. That's
Out of all the pizzas, Pizza Hut
kind of hits though specifically.
very.
It's like you not only do you want pizza, you want Pizza Hut.
Pizza has a crust. It's like regular Detroit.
Yeah.
So, but it's like it definitely has like a thing. I never got into it. We had a Pizza Hut in our town that we would go to, but I was out of the three.
I used to love it.
Domino's.
In Buffalo, it's like sacrilegious to fucking eat from Pizza Hut. But as a kid, we had the one where you go sit down with the red cups, the salad bar. Oh, core memories. But this was so it's deep dish. It's a supreme. That means it's got the meats. It's got all the shit. He got that double portion with mushrooms, onions, jalapeno peppers, and pepperoni. Another pizza regular portion with 3 cheeses, olives, bell pepper, tomato, garlic, and Italian sausage. So far we got 2 pizzas. That's just like, I mean, that's not that inventive. I thought for sure. Look at this guy. He can
I have to
house 2
pee
pizzas.
so bad.
Oh, I'm
gonna
so
pee
sorry.
my pants. Hold on.
Go pee. I'll keep talking about it. This guy looks like he can house so many. That's so funny. I noticed him starting to get a little squirmy in his chair. I know. I mean, we could. I was even going to say we could wrap up, but I'm going to wait till he comes back now. But so I'll tell him when he gets back. But this guy also got 10 8-ounce packs of Parmesan cheese. Well, with all that pizza, you need a lot of Parmesan cheese to pour on top of it. So far, it's all pizza related, though. I thought this guy was going to have like elaborate different things to fill out all these calories, but so far, I feel like we just took out a third of the 2/3 of the calories right there. 10 8-ounce packs of ranch dressing, gross. 1 family size pack of Doritos nacho cheese flavor. I don't understand. Oh, the Doritos. Okay. I thought he was getting like the flavor just to put on the pizza. I didn't read that properly in my brain. 8-ounce jalapeno nacho cheese and 4-ounce sliced jalapenos. So it's all going on the pizza, I would imagine. Right? I mean, why has he got to get all this jalapenos though? The sliced jalapenos, jalapeno nacho cheese. This guy wants to eat all of these pizzas, die, and then not shit his pants. Although, here's a question for the room. Well, hopefully Josh comes back and can answer what he thinks of this. When you get the death penalty, whether it be the lethal injection or I guess the chair, I think those are the only 2, right? Do they have any others? They still do hanging?
I think for a while you were allowed to choose a death by firing squad, but I think hanging is also still an option too.
Wow, they still do hangings. Oh my God. Well, I definitely know what happens with hangings.
Oh, fucking hell.
So we read through all this thing. It's just basically 2 huge pizzas with a bunch of bullshit.
And it was 29,000 calories?
Yeah, so it's like 10 8-ounce packs of Parmesan cheese, 10 8-ounce packs of ranch dressing. This is all going toward the pizza. He's got a family-sized pack of Doritos, nacho cheese flavor. Then he also has 8-ounce jalapeno nacho cheese, probably to dip the Doritos in, and 4-ounce sliced jalapenos. So what I'm guessing, and I was wondering and speculating because I was trying to figure out what are all the versions of death penalty here.
I think I know why.
Exactly.
To shit. He wants the shit
He wants the cleanup to be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants the shit to be fucking
brutal.
But he also be one of those fat people that are like, yeah, I'll do the extra large double pizza, 2 hoagies, 3 orders of chicken wings, mozzarella sticks, but a Diet Coke.
Yeah, we'll show this guy. He didn't even have a drink on here. Oh, wait, it doesn't stop there. I literally didn't even read past it doesn't stop there. He then went for a supersized order of McDonald's fries with extra ketchup and mayonnaise, 2 pints of strawberry ice cream, 2 strawberry milkshakes. Oh, yeah, he's getting those dairy shits going on. And a 2 cherry-flavored Cokes. Yeah, no Diet Coke.
Dude, he's trying to loose the goose. You know what I mean?
So that's So I mean, do you think when you get lethal injection, you still shit yourself? I bet in all capacities of dying, you shit yourself.
When you die, I bet it might not be like, but I think eventually it's going to start coming out.
Because they mentioned to me they still do hangings for death penalty. That one definitely, the shit just falls out of your ass.
I think you can choose.
You get to choose?
I think so.
No matter what.
You might have to double check that math, but I think you do. They give you like an option. I would say dealer's choice.
I'd go electric chair all day.
Why?
Because it's the most hardcore one. You get to look like the Ride the Lightning album.
Yeah, but dude, that's the one. That's the one that like I feel like you're gonna feel because your whole body goes.
I want to feel something. Hanging is terrible. I feel like would be so ominous and scary. You're just up there, and then all of a sudden they go skadunk, and your fucking neck gets cracked. I mean, and then you shit everywhere.
Because I think if I thought about if I kill myself, like I would want to just do like a hot blast of like fentanyl or heroin.
Yeah, I would do heroin.
Yeah,
100%.
I would just do like a fucking hot fucking blast of that. And
But that's more to feel good. I mean, maybe that's what lethal injection is like.
no, because you go to sleep first.
Oh,
so
that
you just be
sucks.
tired.
They don't want you to feel
Oh,
good
man.
before you go to sleep, before you die. They just don't want. They're like, these drugs will make you feel amazing, but we don't want you to feel that. We're going to put you to sleep first so you don't feel it at all.
I'm not afraid of dying. I'm just afraid of where I die.
Yeah, no, I actually the one thing that I always like said kept me in the darkest of times from doing anything drastic was the fact that I go, well, then someone's going to come here and be like, oh God. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone's gonna be like, no. There's gonna be some poor Mexican lady cleaning my brains out of the grout. You know what I mean, or whatever. So I don't want to do that to her. And then my mother has to come get all my dumb shit, or like someone, my sister, or somebody like someone who's legally stuck to me through relation has to go through my garbage. You know what I mean? Like, be like, I had to come here and get all this Bills clothes. I mean, who gives a shit?
Oh man, yeah. They're not. I don't think in my apartment they would find anything that I'd be embarrassed about.
It's not. It's not about that. It's more just about them having to do it.
Just doing it. Yeah.
And I guess like, would I be? I mean, maybe there is something I should be embarrassed about that I can't even fathom. Do you know what I mean? Also, like, what happens to all this stuff when you die?
I mean,
do they uncover like? Do they go through your shit? Like, what happens to your cloud when you die?
Josh has some trans pictures in here.
They're making them good these days.
Yeah, they really are, dude. They really are. I don't know. I think if you went through my phone, I don't think there's anything I'd really be that embarrassed about, because most of the gay shit that's in there is the shit I've sent to friends. You know what I mean? Like a black guy sucking his own dick.
Oh, and like that's what I always said. Like, if a girl ever leaked my DMs, it would just be me being like, "Please." Like,
I once had
there
was a trans girl that I had I think I matched with her or something. We matched and I was like, all right, but she was hot, and I was like, yeah, I'd go out with her or whatever. And then I was in Toronto and I couldn't get in touch with her. And then she's like, really, you're just going to ghost me? She's like, would you think the world would like it if I just posted that you're hitting on a trans girl? And I was like,
probably, yeah. Please, can you do that?
Yeah. I was like, doesn't that make you look bad?
Yeah.
That you're still thinking medievally and I'm being the woke, like,
yeah, no, you're
can
a
you
woman. Can you call a fucking Dateline and tell it, or whatever the fucking Hollywood Reporter?
Netflix, dude.
Yeah.
It's I don't think there's anything in my phone that's really super duper embarrassing. But I look at weird shit. That's why you have the protection screen.
Of course. I got to get one of those.
You.
Yeah, but my protection screen is the fact that I keep my phone so close to my face.
Sure. Oh, that's. Do you know Nathan Hurd, the albino?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were at a strip club for Angela Bowers' birthday, and the staff came up, because this is when I was DJing there. They all came in, and they were like, "Dude, your friend, when he used the ATM, like he fucking was like, I mean, he might as well have lifted it up and held it up to his face, like he couldn't even fucking see shit."
Restaurants with menus, I'm like, sometimes I just go like. I just hear what other people order and I just go, yeah, I'll take that. Because I just see the menu. I'm not being the guy that's like, turn on my fucking flashlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're in a dark restaurant and you're doing that.
I'm so blind. I can see, I'm going blind. That should be your walk-on music.
I don't want to take that from Gay Blind Mike. I mean, that's his.
I did that. I don't think is that his, or did I do that?
He fucking made it his when he jumped off the stage into nothing.
And then the next year, that was last one. I had him do that like 19 times.
Yeah,
I just kept bringing it back. I was
exactly.
Like, keep going, dude.
No, you got to keep trying. No one was dropping him this year.
No. I was
shout out Gay Blind Mike from Gas Digital.
What's up, Gay Blind Mike?
I love that guy.
You guys connect over being blind?
He like always is like connecting with me about being blind. I'm like, I think we got different stuff, but you know,
he just wants to feel something and know that somebody's going through it.
I never felt like when it's like a thing like that. I never like, if I met another blind guy, I wouldn't be like, oh, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like,
sure.
I don't know. Wouldn't even think of that necessarily. Are you psyched for New Orleans?
I am.
I'm actually psyched for the change of scenery.
Yeah, I think it's going to really add the spark that everybody needs. And not saying last year was dull at all, but Vegas was a lot.
Yeah.
And New Orleans, my fucking drummer and his wife love it so much, so they're really excited.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I haven't spent much time. I think I've only performed once in New Orleans, so
that's not.
They don't have a club. I went with Tom to the Civic Theater there, but they just got a club, and I don't even know if it's still open anymore.
It's not much of a comedy town per se,
right?
But I think, dude, like Skankfest is gonna rule. They really are excited,
yeah.
Which means I'm excited, and yeah, dude, Cafe Du Monde, fucking get some beignets.
Yeah,
I'm all about it. That's why I found out I had a cavity. Because I'd been into a beignet for Nick's wedding. Oh, dude, Nick. So what happened was we did Skankfest in Vegas in October of 23. And then the next week, Nick was getting married and he got COVID from Skankfest. So half the wedding party didn't want to come because they didn't want to get COVID. Even though now, and this is true, is that COVID, you can die more from the flu than you can from COVID.
Yeah, it's to the point now where it's like, I can't believe people are like allowed to not go to work.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of fucked up that you make people go into work if they can do their job from home.
Right.
Like if you could do your job from home.
Well, also and if you're sick, you're sick, and I don't want to get sick. So
yeah, if you're sick
in any capacity, I'm talking about anything like a cold or anything. Like keep your sick shit away from me.
Yes.
And so I get that part of it, but at the same time, I remember being sick and being like, well, you don't have any more sick days, so. Sucks to suck, but you're coming in.
Yeah, but you're doing radio.
I was doing radio.
Yeah,
but,
that's not
dude, there
work.
was one time I had to go. I know. Trust me. And I definitely, and also because it wasn't work, I was like Don Draper in that place. I was coming and going when I wanted to. I was taking, they go, you don't have any sick days. I go, okay, well, I'm still not coming in. And they'd be like, okay. We can't replace you because you work so cheap and do so many jobs. So I really just called their bluff on that. There was one time they made me come in, and it was, dude, I had to cancel a weekend. That's when I started kind of doing I was middling on the road a bunch, and I was working with Jamie Lee in the Tampa Bay Improv back in I don't know, this is 2012, 2013. And I got a stone in my saliva glands. It's basically like getting a kidney stone, but you get them in your saliva glands.
Uh-huh.
And it swelled up my throat, and I could not talk. And it pained me to swallow, to try and make any noise. And I sent an email in, and they're like, you got to come in. You've been missing a lot of days or something like that. I'm like, all right. And I went there, and I just showed up, and I sat down in the microphone, and I was like, and dude, they were like, all right, go home.
I had to leave. I was the same way at DJing at a strip club where I showed up. I was like, please, nobody can cover. I was so sick. And I'm just like, I know, new song. You're breathing all mouthy, and you're like, and then the manager was like, dude, you're turning people off. Please go home.
Yeah, you're making people's dicks soft.
Yeah, I was like, give it up for ISIS, everybody.
Oh, man. Well, dude, I could talk to you about fucking shop rock all day, and all kinds of stuff, but plug anything you want. I know the 500. You got the goddamn comedy jam, the bonfire. What else is going on?
Listen to my podcast, The 500 Podcast. I'm going through Rolling Stone Magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums. We have huge guests on. We talk about the record, talk about life. It's awesome. The500podcast.com. At Josh Adam Meyers on all social media. JoshAdamMyers.com for tickets. I am on the road pretty much every weekend. Starting in February, Atlanta, Reno. I will be in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun. Just go to JoshAdamMyers.com for tickets. Got to update them, but there's a lot of dates to add. And yeah, man, I think that's about it.
Hell yeah, dude. I always love seeing you.
Love you, buddy.
And you can catch me this weekend with Annie in Greensboro, North Carolina. Other than that, keep your eyes peeled to thejoshpotter.com. That is where we will be posting up some dates very soon. I'm excited. Other than that, JoshPotterShow@gmail.com. That's where you can send in all your articles, your music, whatever the hell else you want to send in. Keep rating, reviewing, subscribing. I love all of you so much. Thank you for the kind messages about the Bills losing. It was very nice of you to think of me, but I'll be all right. It's just another year for the Roach. But we'll see you next Wednesday. Rate, review, subscribe. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Coming to you live and direct with with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, ain't got time for a toast. It's the only place to get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter, keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit 'em. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard. I'm pleased to be listening. Hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids if that's my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since the Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.